We call a meeting on November 21st to order. May we have a roll call, please?
Certainly. Mr. Hart? Mr. Hurt?
Here.
Bear with me. Mr. Moore?
Here.
Mr. McGinnis? Here. Mr. Bohan? Okay. Ms. Washington, here. Mr. Hoitzma?
Here.
Mr. Davis?
Here.
Mr. Harper?
Here.
Mr. Neal?
Here.
Mr. Barhu?
Here.
Mr. Chair, you have a quorum.
Thank you.
The minutes, we have an announcement that want to let everybody know that Rose Askew's mother passed away Saturday evening, Sunday morning, sometime in that time period. I have a sheet I'll give everyone with the what I'm saying, that viewing services will be Friday from 6 to 8 at the R.J. Gaines Funeral Home, located at 804 North Mary McLeod Bethune Boulevard, and funeral service will be Saturday at 11 at Tobman King Community Church, located at 1090 George West Ingram Boulevard. So we've been a little discombobulated, and we've had meetings. We had a meeting Tuesday night with Historic Preservation Board, City Commission last night and tonight, so apologize. We won't be as organized as we are when Rose is here, obviously.
That's quite understandable.
We will, when the package went out, we didn't have the minutes, and we'll have those for next time.
Okay. All right.
And the other item that we have on here, it's a utility item there. We're going to actually ask for that to be postponed, but we'd like to open the public hearing to preserve the record and postpone it for 30 days.
30 days. All right.
The text amendment
Yes,
Text amendment.
the flood regulations.
to delay it.
Yes.
To be postponed. We have to vote on
I
that.
make a
one.
motion we postpone the
We
land.
need to open the hearing first.
Oh, okay.
I'm totally discombobulated.
Number 4, Land Development Code Text Amendment, Floodplain Management, DEV 2013-041.
Yeah, we wanted to do that in case there was somebody from the public that couldn't make it next month and was here, and obviously there's no one here this evening, so I think a motion's in order to postpone it to the next month, unless questions of the board members that with the utility department isn't even here, and it's their item, so if we have a question and you relay it, we'll certainly get you an answer if you had any this evening. But
Well, I'm really disappointed because I really read this thoroughly all the way through. I was anxious to discuss it. And we do have a community here, so.
Yes, but
Yeah.
he's already bowed out. There's no comments from him
No
tonight.
comment.
Motion to delay Land Development Code text amendment floodplain management bill 2013-041 until December 19th meeting.
Second.
It's been motion and second. Board, what do we hear?
All in favor?
Favor? Aye.
Aye.
Nays? You notice I'm discombobulated as well. Okay. Yeah, we have other business at downtown Blue Road.
There is no report. We did not meet this month. We did not have enough business.
Okay. Midtown redevelopment.
Okay. I attended the Midtown meeting on Tuesday, November 12th at 6 p.m. And pretty much we approved our minutes from the prior meetings. We had a CompStat report from the Daytona Beach PD. We looked at redevelopment project updates, and one of the updates is Light Up Midtown Health Fair, December 7th from 10 until 2, and pretty much the parade that's going to take place after that. So that was the big ticket item, and meeting adjourned.
Fantastic. Main Street, Mr. Bahu's not here. Okay. Public comments.
All right.
Mr. Neal, you spoke too soon. John Nicholson, 413 North Granbury Avenue. Several years ago, you all passed a reform of the liquor laws for the city of Daytona Beach. Specifically, it was geared for Main Street. They were having a problem with having enough, well, because they weren't serving food at all, but the idea of trying to reach the 51% alcohol for restaurants, especially because most of their money came during Bike Week and Biketoberfest, which was all liquor. So the city got around that by saying, okay, if you put in $10,000 worth of equipment, we're going to assume you're a restaurant and we're not going to check on the 51% alcohol, food. So what happened, we now have 4 restaurants on Main Street that do not serve food, one of which does not even have a kitchen. So having a restaurant with no kitchen and no food kind of begs the question, are you really a restaurant? It has now jumped to Seabreeze. There are 2 restaurants on Seabreeze that do not serve food, and there's a third one, I haven't gone in yet, but it's new, and I don't believe they serve food as well. So you have 7 restaurants in the city that do not serve food, that have a liquor license, so they save themselves $200,000 apiece, and we are getting, anyway, fouled up by that. So my question is, when the board passed this several years ago, was it your intent to have a proliferation of bars on Main Street, Seabreeze, Beach Street, the Boardwalk, Martin Luther King, you name it? Is that the intent? If not, then I ask you to look into it and tweak it so that those that are really restaurants that are really trying to serve food, I know Karen at a Boot Hill is trying, but there's just nobody coming in to buy food. Excuse me, but she does have it available. The others, I mean, you go into this one restaurant, you can get a hamburger, but you can't get salt and pepper. You can't get ketchup. You can't get mayonnaise. There's no onions, no lettuce, no tomatoes, and it is a full hamburger. And to me, if that's only one of 2 main dishes that you serve, it's pretty bad that you can't have any condiments to go on top of it. So I'm asking you if it's a problem with you all as well, that you look into it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Could I comment on the public comment? John is absolutely correct about Seabreeze, because we have situations where people order the hamburger, and it takes 25 to 30 minutes for the hamburger to emerge from the kitchen. That's because there is no kitchen, and it's coming from somebody else's kitchen. But we were told at our neighborhood meeting that that was a code matter. Am I correct?
Code enforcement enforces that.
Am I correct on
Yes.
that? The code has to investigate?
And that's what I will do, is pass this on to code and advise them of the complaint, and they'll investigate that. Yes.
So the same thing would apply to Main Street?
Yes. Yes.
That's awful.
So obviously, sir, we will be looking into it. Staff comments?
Yes. First, I want to introduce everyone to Becky Groom. Becky is helping us. She's helps on some of the other boards as well, and does a great job. So welcome her here this evening.
Welcome, Becky.
And then also I would like to introduce Elizabeth Matei. Elizabeth is our new senior planner. She's been with us, this is I guess her 3rd week, and she will be doing Historic Preservation Board and long-range planning, and I'm sure you'll see her from time to time, certainly when we've got comprehensive plan amendments coming before you, and we have some in-house, so she's jumping in with previous experience. She most recently worked in Ormond. I don't know if you want to say a little bit about yourself, you're welcome to, but she has jumped in with experience in long-range planning and is helping out a lot, and some historic preservation previous experience.
Hi, thank you. I come to you from Broward County. I'm born and raised in South Florida, Hollywood area. Worked for Broward County government for about 10 years, and then moved to the city of Miramar in South Florida, and then eventually moved up this way. And I'm glad to be here. Thank
Welcome
you.
to Mid-Florida.
Thank you.
Board?
One other thing that I did have is I wanted to point out that the board appointments, the end of every year, even though you're on a board, you have to reapply. We've got a couple that are coming up. We'll get in touch with you to make sure you, because I didn't know which one was coming up when. Some people are put in partial terms, but every board, and that's a position that the clerk has had for the last year or two. Even though you're on it, you have to reapply so they know you're interested in being reappointed. So I'll make sure that everyone's got that. In fact, I just received an email today from Ms. Goodman, who keeps track of all of the citywide for all the advisory boards. But just wanted to let everybody know, because everybody will be affected by when your terms are up. You have to keep applying even to stay on. That's just policy. And that's all I have, other than the announcement about Rose. And another thing I probably should mention is Jeannie. Jeannie's last. Tolly. How can I forget? Today was actually her last day. Maybe officially tomorrow's her last day, but she is retiring after a long time with the city. And I know she worked with this board some time ago, but she is finally retiring, and we're going to miss her terribly. That's all that I have.
You know, if I could comment, at one time you used to pass out a form that had our names, addresses, zones, and term of when our term was up, and that was helpful at the time. I don't know, we haven't done it in a few years, and it might be.
Okay, that's a good idea.
I think it'd be nice to have the phone numbers of the other members on the board too. We used to have that,
Okay.
you know.
Yeah, we need to send that just to make sure we got the proper addresses, the proper phone numbers, because we've had those in the past where someone moved and we didn't know it. But yeah, I will bring that to our next meeting, or get it having in your package for next time, so you.
Okay.
All right.
It helped knowing when your term was up too. And
Yes.
we all forget it.
Yes, absolutely.
All right.
Next year.
Any other comments from the board?
I just want to express my condolence to Rose Askew and her family. Some of the people lifted up in prayer. Happy Thanksgiving to all of you. And I just want to say my daughter Whitney is here from her school. She's doing a project, so this is a nice short meeting for her. Thank you.
All right.
And Sam is also interning with the city, and is a graduate from Mainland, and is deciding whether he wants to go to graduate school and become a planner or not. And we're trying to let him see how it really is, and to decide for sure if that's really what he wants.
Well, Ms. Askew, like I said, I was somewhat discombobulated, as mentioned, due to the loss of her mother, and to those of us who have her addresses. Make sure we follow up as usual with the condolences to the family. It's one of those things that never expected, but happens anyway. And even though it does, we need to just recognize our fellow constituents, workers, and friends when it does take place. I'm still a little shaken. But we, as I know certainly for me, being in my position, I'm struck that there's nothing you can say or do to help the situation. But love is always the best thing to show. And that's all I have. Are there any other comments from the board? All right. Happy Thanksgiving. I trust that everyone will eat enough turkey. Meeting's adjourned.